Hello, everyone, and no one, and welcome to another Talking in the Void. We decided to move the movie review to next week since Will can't make it due to an air purifier situation and just some other things in life that happen because life finds a way. But with me as always, or at least most time, because he has missed a show at least once, is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm good. Canada's trying to kill Will. They're using the wildfires to do it. It's a government psyop. I'm here to help you, Will.
And we also got Angela. Angela, how you doing?
I am okay.
Yeah, you got to go to a birthday party if I remember correctly.
Yes, well, sort of. My nephew decided we were going out to dinner at Sonic.
Uh, uh, Happy birthday to your nephew, I guess.
Yeah, he turned 18. So
Oh, well, shit.
I mean, I've heard of
He
worse
is-
things to do when you turn 18.
Yeah.
Right.
Dinner, where did he go?
Sonic.
Sonic,
Yeah.
And then joining us as
like
well
nothing
as
fancy, but his kind of thing.
they got good
Sorry.
tater tots. Then joining
Oh
us,
yeah.
my gosh.
joining us as well as Tragic, who would tell more, but he has to wait to tell his story for insurance reasons. But we can say that he got bit by a dog. I believe it was on Friday, right?
Oh yeah. I think I could say I
Or
got
was it
bit by a
Thursday?
dog at work. No, it's Thursday. Friday, they've all blended together. I mean, the meds.
And what's up, Clown, Badger, and
Good
K-Shaw?
clown.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
because I
yeah.
think it was Thursday when I got told I didn't get the lab job, but I should be getting training in there because when I brought that up, the one dude, because the other guy had to leave because he had an appointment. The one guy, the one under him was just like, who's kind of a friend of mine, was just like, yes, it seemed like he had that, like, yes, I'm glad somebody said it. Because when I came in there, I was like, I don't really know why I'm kind of nervous in the whole thing. Because it's like, this is going to go one of two ways. Either I got the job or I didn't. It's not like you're like, you didn't get the job. Congratulations. You fired.
No,
So I got the HR guy laughing. I got the lab guy laughing.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend.
It happens.
I
here.
felt
My brother says he's glad you're alive and well after a disappearing act yesterday.
Yeah, you probably should have
uh,
put something in there or like put out a tweet.
I probably should have. And again, it was more. We didn't have Will. I didn't know we was gonna have tragic. James has been MIA. I hope everything's good with him. And I was fucking tired. Yeah, I was gonna call. I called it. I was up for like 2 minutes afterwards, and then I fucking fell asleep.
I woke up at like 11:50, like 11:05, and like, oh shit, I'm missing the show. Reese did here. The got on here, and I wait a minute, the link's not working. Wait a minute, the link I guess isn't working. And I tried the link again. I'm like, wait a minute, there's 3 people in here.
Yeah. Again, well, technically, I had ran the show. We've done the show nonstop. I mean, I may have taken 1 or 2 Saturdays off in the past. So this is one of my vacation Saturdays. Then that's what I'll call it.
Yeah.
I'm allowed at least two of them a year.
Yeah, my brother's like, I was talking to Travis and, well, he says tragic, but I was talking to Travis and Will and heard about what happened to Travis. And we were all sitting here going, I hope Tear's okay.
Well, all y'all can't. What they popped in afterwards? I like, man, motherfuckers.
But since we were reminiscing over injuries and
Oh, wow.
whatnot, and I've brought up how every bone I've broken is in my right hand, I did have the one, when the 3 bones that were broken, 2 had to be fixed. Apparently, when
Fused.
not fused, fixed. So I got screws, plates, and wires in my right hand. And apparently, when I'm on pain meds, and apparently it's a considerable amount when it's anesthesia and whatnot, I'm a massive flirt because apparently I was flirting up a storm with the nurse there.
Ooh. You must have a nightmare going through metal detectors.
Nope, never had an issue
You
going
should
through
see
one.
my. Go ahead.
Plus, I never had an issue going through one.
Yeah, me
Really?
neither. You should see an X-ray of my face.
You got metal in your face?
And in the roof of my mouth, I have a metal plate, and I have screws in my upper and lower jaw.
Ouch.
Yep.
I thank God that I've been blessed that I haven't broken any major bones. I haven't had to have anything. Only thing I've actually had removed are my wisdom teeth. Nothing else. And I pray to God that next time I see them, I have at least 95% of my body still original.
Yeah, they removed
Like,
my
all my
wisdom
original
teeth in the Air Force, even though they were all in and set and had no issues.
My two lower ones were impacted or coming in wrong.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was like,
it's
well,
common. It's
yeah.
kind of funny. The teeth they call wisdom teeth typically tend to come in wrong.
Fair enough.
I lost all them. I lost the appendix.
Oh,
Oh.
I had an ex-girlfriend that had her appendix removed.
Okay, I don't remember if I've told the story on this channel, and that when I was 17, I had to have my appendix removed. I found out 2 weeks after it ruptured.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Right.
Like, I put everything in of like, I keep getting irritated that I can't win the lottery, but whenever it comes to having something that probably ought to kill me, it doesn't.
Rodden, I say this, and I mean it with the most love as possible. We have to wrap you in fucking bubble wrap and never let you out the fucking house. You can't do anything anymore.
Oh no, like in the most recent years, I've been way more conservative with how I am, but the thing for a rupturing appendix is that's not something you can control.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the appendix is literally a useless organ. It's just fucking there.
One of the things that we've have is like when I had mine out. I just thought I pulled a muscle down there because I was working on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was pushing carts in the middle of winter, in the middle of a snowstorm, and my side was on fire, and I was just like, I think I just got like a weird stomach ache.
I didn't even
look. I never claimed, like I've said, I've never claimed to be the smartest individual. And then Clown had to say this one. When I sliced my 3 tendons and 2 nerves in my pinky, they said it would be easier to just cut it off. I demanded I take it home with me because it's mine. And I agree. If they're going to remove a limb, you should have or it's like remove something and whatnot. You should be given full rights to keep it. I wanted to see my appendix that was encased in a 2-inch diameter ball of pus infection in a jar.
I agree.
I wanted to see the fucking massive cyst that they removed from my left wrist, but I forgot to mention it, that I wanted a picture of it when I went in. You know, that went around my freaking wrist like 270 degrees.
God damn.
There is the Museum of Osteopathy, the Bone Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it's in Norman, and they have real skeletons for animals all over the world. And somebody who was getting their leg amputated because of diabetes.
The betas.
They were able to take it, and they actually donated it to the museum to have it defleshed and put on exhibit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't think to ask for any of the chunks of the bone that got busted off my fingertip my middle finger when I bunted wrong. But before the stream, we were on the issue of, because I'm pretty sure you can get away with this one, to tell you the whole thing, because of losing the use of a hand. The difficulty you don't realize, like a lot of mine was, I had to try to do things with my stupid hand because left hand wasn't the one that got issues. And, like removing button up pants. So, having to spend so long in like sweatpants or shorts or something like that, something that you just have to pull up. and I brought up of when I
Yeah.
had the PCL and my knee removed. So for those of you, even though I explained it to them, who don't know what the ligaments in the knee are, the ACL is the most common tear. Like if I'd had torn that one, I quite literally would have been in the hospital and out of the hospital in like under 6 hours for a repair or replacement because of how common they're torn in it's like professional and college sports. But if my memory serves me correctly, it's the ACL is what allows when your knee is flexing for it to be guided right. So it doesn't kind of go left or right. It just goes the straight and back. Oh, excuse me. And then the PCL, because there is decompression and compression. So there is basically pads in the knee and whatnot that the bone is, or are supposed to hit up against each other. So you don't have the knee bouncing around. And because I had a guaranteed type 2 tear, which meant it was about 50% of the ligament had been torn, a highly plausible type 3, which means there's next to none of it left, when I would run or walk, my knee would bounce around. So on more than one occasion, I did have it that my knee would just give out. Thankfully, never while running. It only ever happened by walking. And it just looked like I took a really weird step and was trying to be cool or really cringe or something. I don't know. But back in the military, when I had it replaced, that's what I'm thinking. I went to Amarillo to see the doctor because I had to go through 3 doctors to finally go through everything. First one I went through was a specialist on repairing them, and he's like this older guy, and he's like, well, I can repair the ligament in your knee, but if you keep running the way you have to run in the military, it's just going to stretch back out in like a year or two. And I'm like, okay. And the next one, when I went to saw them, I did forget. So before I went and saw him, I got to see an Air Force doctor, and he was doing the whole thing where because what they'll do is they'll have your knee at like a 90-degree angle with you leaning back, and then they'll actually grab basically your calf, and they push it back and forth, and that's how they can kind of tell which one's done. And the doctor did slip a little bit, but he immediately let go, if memory serves me correctly. I mean, he let go. He goes, yeah, I can definitely tell that ligament is almost gone. Like if I'd have pulled too hard, I'd have probably tore it the rest of the way. And I went, yeah, doc. And I'd have come off this bed. It's like this examination bed as hard as I could to hit you and land on you. He goes, I wouldn't have been offended if you did.
Wow.
Sorry.
But he was like, but I do have to ask this. Can I bring some of my other techs in and whatnot to show them? Because a lot of them don't ever get to see this. So like twice I got used as a guinea pig for that. And on all of those days, like even the physical therapy, they're like, you're not doing anything today. Don't worry. Because it's the thing is typically when most of them go to learn it, they don't have anyone who has ever had those tears. So the second one they sent me to was actually an ACL specialist. And he's like, it's a PCL. Why'd they send you to me? I'm like, I don't know. It's because it was a second civilian doctor. I'm like, I don't know, doc. Your guess is as good as mine. And he's just like, well, I'm going to order an MRI. And if it is as you say it is, which from what I can tell, it most likely is, I'll get you to the right specialist. And I was like, all right. So I went, got the MRI. And thinking back on it now, the reason why I think the MRI tech was retarded was because he saw that the MRI was ordered by an ACL specialist. So he's like, so I think he was looking at the ACL and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, a ligament tear. Your ligaments look fine. And I told him that. Doc looks it up. He goes, Angela. He's an idiot.
Hold on, Rodden. I have to say this. Whoever spoke for Angela right now, when Rodden said, and he said, and then you hear somebody in the background, the Angela's go, "Jijaba."
Okay, quick side tangent. When Wendigoon's video on the Backrooms came out, his most recent one talking about the movie.
Gotta download that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna find it from completely legitimate sources.
Yes. Yes.
But
yes.
he was talking about how he met Kane Parsons. And in the video, he goes, and the first thing he says to me, and immediately I got a cell phone call. So I hear, Wendigoon saying, the first thing he says to me was, and then I hear the Bluetooth headset voice, "You have an incoming call."
No.
It was just so well timed. I was laughing my ass off. Yeah, going back into the PCL story.
Yes.
Yeah, the doc was just like, yeah, he I don't know what he was looking at, but your PCL is like almost gone. Yeah, you were right. This is most likely a type 3 tear. He's like, that MRI tech is an idiot. So he sends me to a PCL specialist in Amarillo. I think it was in Amarillo. Fuck, I don't remember anymore. And I go see him. So I talk to him for a bit, and he's like, well, try a steroid injection. Go through that, do that whole thing. And I was like, look, doc, the steroid injection didn't do shit other than just make me feel hyped up. Like, it wasn't anabolic steroids. And he's like, well, I can replace the ligament. You'll have stability, but you're still going to have pain. I'm like, doc, I'm going to have pain either way. I'll take the stability every day of the week. He goes, okay. So I go through that surgery, and this was, a few years after I'd gotten the back tattoo, like 3 or 4 probably. And as I'm going to like lay down the surgery, because they basically have you wearing next to nothing, like I'm going to do that whole thing. And one of the assistants, before I get completely knocked out for the anesthesia on the table, is like, oh, it's a pretty nice back tattoo. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How big is this thing? I'm like, yeah, it goes from basically my waist up to almost that dimple of a spine you have.
The divot.
Yeah. That pops out. She's like, God dang. Well, so the whole thing goes well, and I get done. And it's like, okay, we'll take you in it's like, you can go ahead and get changed. We'll put you in a wheelchair, take you out to the vehicle so your friend's wife, they're both my friends, can take you home. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going to get changed, get my shirt on, because I still had my underwear on, get my pants up, because I'm standing on one leg because I can't put the weight on my right leg. And I'm like, fuck, because I'm leaning up against the bed. I'm like, all right, I'm going to stand on a leg for just a second, enough to get the pants up and buttoned. And as I go to stand on that leg, I just slowly start to spin and go down. Now, like, I don't fall. My knee never hits the ground until like I'm just on my ass. And I'm like, all right, I'm on my ass. Let's get these done. And I go, can I get a hand? And the nurse comes in. She's like, oh my God, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Just kind of, and when I told the story, she laughed, because she's like, you could have just asked for help. And I was like,
I'm too stubborn for that.
I am way too stubborn for that. I thought that enough of the anesthesia had worn off to where I could stand on a leg. And then it's funny, because like, within 4 days of the surgery, I was back to driving. And luckily it was my right leg, because I drove a stick shift at the time.
Whoa.
So it only had to control the gas, because my boss called me. He's like, Airman, because I was a senior airman at the time. And he's just like, how did you get here? I drove, as I'm standing there on crutches. He goes, don't you drive a manual? I was like, yeah, but I only have to flex the foot. You don't have to press the gas with your whole leg. Like, if I'd have had to, if it had been in my left leg, I'd have been fucked, because then it would have, like, how am I going to do the clutch and the brake?
Uh-huh.
And then because that was done in October, and then by the end of November, because I was at least up to walking again, by like early December, I was on my way to Afghanistan. And it was hysterical because when I went and had to go see the doctor, I was like, hey, they said I could do this and whatnot, put in for it. Want to make sure it's cool with here before I just go and say yes. Is it cool for me to go to Afghanistan? He's like, you just had a ligament replaced like not even a month ago. I'm like, Doc, I work an office job currently. Oh, yeah, you'll be fine.
Unless you get bombed, I suppose.
I mean, the closest
Right,
two that happened on that trip, the first one was like 70 to 100 yards away, so it was enough that I could feel it, and I was awake and had my oh shit's real moment. And then the second one was actually probably closer to 30 yards or under that hit the mailroom, and thank God it didn't explode. So the guys who were working the mailroom only got minor shrapnel damage from the plywood, so no explosive damage. And I felt that one before I ever heard it, and it woke me out of a dead sleep, and I quite literally pulled my head off the pillow half awake and went, that was close, and my head hit the pillow and I went back to bed.
Yes,
Angela,
dear.
Rotten's a corpse. Like Obama followed him, he'll look at it and go, oh. And he'll just get back up and keep fucking walking.
Yes, but I don't necessarily want him to have to go through the bombing. Thank you.
Fair enough.
Well, the funny
all
thing
that
about the
heat
first-
would send what little hair he
The
has.
first one that hit was that it actually kind of exploded and had just decimated this room. And
Jesus
the
fucking
funny
Christ.
thing about that was the guy that lived in that room had moved out of that room that morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's luck.
And
Yeah, that is luck.
Clown says
Somebody
after
is smiling
Oh, yeah.
on him.
Clown says after my surgery they made me wait forever before they even let me leave the recovery room. I had to sit there and watch all the nurses eat lunch, and I hadn't eaten for 24 hours. Bro, when my appendix was removed, I was in the hospital for a week straight, and for the first like 5 days of it, I was on an all liquids diet.
Ugh.
And yes, Green Badger, mortars, because I was in Bagram Air Base. So what a lot of times Hajis would do, they would pack the mortar tube with snow to basically do a timer, or like a false timer in a way, or a poor man's nature timer. And they would put the mortar in there. So then as the sun would come up and shine on it to where it would heat up, the snow would melt to where then it would, when it melted enough, it would hit it to where it would send it off.
Joy.
That's kind of clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I had my hand surgery, I turned around like the week before. I had my mom cut my hair off because I knew I wasn't going to be able to brush my hair. So I had like a freaking boy cut for about 3 months before my hair grew long enough to look decent again.
That's the way it goes sometimes. That's like when I had my my hand surgery. They had my hand all wrapped up, which was funny because that happened with like in a week, and then a week after that, I was at the one Ozfest that was done for free. I think is when they were no longer being sponsored by Red Bull, and they started being sponsored by Monster, because basically Ozzy and Sharon were both like, we've made our money, so we're gonna do at least this whole tour for free because we've got the sponsors that pay for stuff, but like we're gonna give back to the fans that gave to us. And that was the one to where I got hit by the liquid of the beer, because for some odd reason someone at the stadium threw like at least a half full cup of beer. Why? I don't know. That shit costs you like $9.
It's about $5 worth of beer there.
Yeah. Because the
It's
dude,
probably about $2 worth of beer and a rest of a cup of water, be honest.
Yeah. but that was a time as well. I also had like not only my two friends, but like a couple other people, because there's always the jackasses for the mosh pit that want to try to be like, oh well, I can claim it's moshing and go after someone else, and they saw me and were like, oh yeah, and basically everyone around me was like, I will stomp your ass into the fucking ground.
See, this is exactly why I don't particularly like crowds. Assholes like that.
Oh, I almost got into a fight at a different concert when, Five Finger Death Punch was really early on their career, and I went and saw them in Grand Rapids. Before Ivan Moody got way full of himself and went retarded. But after my hand surgery, when I finally went back and they took all the stuff off, so I could kind of, for the most part, use my hand. Like I had 2 pins in my pinky, so those had to stay in for like another week. And I got to see they didn't stitch it when they used staples. And because I was still not fully there, and my mind just goes weird, and like it was a year or two before that, I think we had put the roof on I just was remembering back to doing some roofing work with my dad. It was on the barn. And I remember him using the hammer stapler. And for some odd reason, my mind just went to, man, the doc must have like a really small hammer stapler to put those staples in my hand. Completely forgetting the fact there's a staple gun for that. Because my brain goes weird.
Are you Amish? Why were you in the barn? I'm just fucking with you.
My one time dealing with staples was my C-section. And they stapled me shut after, and the very last staple actually went into my pelvic bone.
Oof.
Ugh.
Which hurt going in, but hurt even more when the staples were removed.
I bet. Yeah, for my appendix, they did the liquid stitch, and then for the middle finger, because they had to remove the nail to pull the bone out, they just had that like not liquid stitch, but the ones that can dissolve into the skin. Because it was like after some point, they're like, if you want, you can remove the stitches, and one just broke off because the inside had dissolved, and the other, I actually had to cut and then felt that thing pulling out. And the funniest thing about...
Isn't that the weirdest feeling?
Yeah, that was definitely weird. The real funny thing that was also kind of tragic in a way was I didn't have those out yet, so I had the whole thing of like having to occasionally dunk my finger in hydrogen peroxide or something. I can't remember what it was. But me and my family went up north to go stay at a friend's cabin with all of them and whatnot. And I had gone fishing, and I caught a fishing pole. And then while going to do something for that, the lure that was on it had 2 different tri hooks, and
I see what it is.
One caught into my left middle finger, caught on the boat, and then went past the barb.
Ryan.
So it wouldn't have been so bad if they wouldn't have had really, really shitty dikes or wire cutters from most people.
I know.
So
I'm like going, what do dams have to do with your finger?
So what ended up happening of how we did it, and what's really funny is because like when I'm like my dad's the one that's helped me, and his friend's wife comes out and she sees it and she's not good with blood, and even though there was like no blood, she's like, oh fuck no, it just books it away. And my dad, like, he's going to do this because he has to end up what he ended up having to do because he couldn't get the ones they had in there to cut properly. So he's like, what we're gonna have to do is push it out through it's like the barb back out, because we obviously can't pull, then cut the barb off and then pull it back out. So I had to put another hole in basically. And he's like, it's okay. You can cry if you need to. And I'm like, I don't need to cry, but I have some words I'm not supposed to say that I'd like to say. And my dad's like, and they're going to stay inside. And I'm like, that's why I'm just grunting. He's like, I get it.
I think it's going back to the dike thing. I think it's actually kind of funny that it's like you could tell people that have been around electronics. It's like, oh, a pair of dikes. You kind of
That does sound funny.
Yeah, it does sound funny, but it's like, oh yeah, it's just it's just regular wire cutters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you ever want to hear a really funny story of someone doing something like that? There is a thing for, I can't remember if it's doing like doors or walling, that the part itself is actually called, and this isn't trying to say it a slur against someone, but it's called a chink.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Look up. Shut up, Tier. Just for real quick. Look up Henry Cho talking about how he goes to the hardware store down in the South, because that's where he's from, to ask for those.
Yeah, I think you put that on.
Yeah, he's put that one up. Because the way he goes about it is hysterical. Because like he'll ask for it and he says it in the plural, and they're like, and they look at him like, don't sell those anymore. He just goes into it having fun with it.
Technically, the proper term for the metal rivets and chainmail, if I'm not mistaken, are called chinks. Like that's where you get the term a chink in your armor.
Yes, but it's also
Actually,
part of a building
chink
material.
is a flaw
Mhm.
in your armor.
I'm pretty sure it didn't. That's what the metal.
It's got several different things that are called that, Tier.
It probably does, and I'm getting old and I can't remember them all.
But one of my personal favorites is the wiring cover for a motor is called the peckerhead.
Mm-hmm.
I know Broughton knows that one.
And then going back into broken bones as well, the first time, because like I've broken my middle finger on my right hand twice. And the funny part was actually at the same cabin to where it's like by the pond to where I got the hook in my finger. The hill going down, that's actually where I broke my finger, because I was dumb. I was a super genius, and I went down a hill on on a BMX bike that had 3-foot washouts, and I couldn't do any tricks or anything. So I just went, ass over tea kettle and broke the middle finger. And at first they're like, hey, why didn't you bring the bike back if you fell? And I, showed him my hand and the fact that my middle finger was going past my index finger. And they're like, oh,
yeah.
So we had to go to the hospital for that one. And it was kind of funny because like when that one happened, I had one teacher, because it was still wrapped up in that whole thing. And he's like, can you move your hand just to where I can't see it under the desk or something? He goes, I know you're not flipping me off. If you were going to do that, you'd be deliberate about it. But because of the wrapping, it just keeps throwing me off. So can you just do that for my sake? And I'm like, yeah, sure, sir, I can. He's like, thank you. He's like, yeah, I know you're not flipping me off, but because of that wrapping, it just looks like it.
Can I just flip you off, make you feel better?
Oh, it was even better because after that happened as well, I was out doing something because my uncle would actually set up a set of car seats in the bed of his truck, so they have the seat belts and everything. And some kid on a bicycle was like doing some shit they weren't supposed to or whatnot as we were driving by. So he tries to flip us the bird. So because of all the wrapping on the middle finger, I gave him the big bird.
God damn it.
But yeah, then the only other one I have towards like I've had to get surgery is basically just like the one cyst in the wrist, a couple cysts in the dome, which I still have a few more that need to get removed. And I keep forgetting to call about that. Hell, I've got eye insurance and I still have yet to set up an eye exam.
You should set one up.
I know.
I have bariatric surgery in my future. It is not going to be fun.
surgery scares the fuck out of me. I don't want the thought of somebody cutting into me and taking out something.
Well,
Frightens me.
the one for the finger piece, it's like the chunk of the pieces of bone was very minor surgery, and
Mhm.
that one was the only thing to where it's gonna wear you out basically no matter what. Like I definitely couldn't watch that one, and I wasn't gonna try to be like, oh, I'm gonna get over this by watching you do that, like I did with having to get a needle in my arm or whatnot. And we get done and go back to the it's like because my dad went because he watched the entire thing and was like, oh wow, like and that whole thing, they had a little thing put up so I wouldn't accidentally see it.
Oh.
And go to get in the go to get into the truck because at the time my dad still had I think it was a 2004 four-door Dodge Ram that I took with a long bed that I took my driving test in. And we opened the door to go get into it, and I just fell to the seat. I couldn't even get up to it. He's like, oh shit, that took more out of you than you thought. And I was like, yep. In there, he's like, well, what now? I'm like, you want to get something to eat? I'm starving. He's like, we can do that, man.
I had reconstructive surgery done on my jaw when I was 19. And they were supposed to have well, first off, they took off the tube to my stomach to like suck blood out too soon. And I ended up getting sick because blood had pooled in my stomach. And they were supposed to have the basically I was recovering and waking up faster than they expected because they were supposed to have the mirror in the bathroom covered with paper so that I couldn't see. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be able to see, but they hadn't gotten that set up yet when I had to go and get sick. So I turn around and I get sick and I like stand up and I'm looking at myself. And like I look like I've been in a major accident. My face is all swollen and purple. Like I bruised bad. It looked like I was bruised all over my face. And I was just looking, going, and my mom is going to come in here. And she's going to see me like this. And they came in and they apologized to me. They're sitting there thinking that I'm like freaking out because of it. I'm like going, no, I'm fine. I kind of expected something like this. But my mom's going to see it. And it's going to be like real for her then. And she came in and she saw me and she didn't think I heard her, but she gasped. And she tried to smile, and I saw her eyes like fill up with tears. And she's like, I'll be right back. And she goes out in the hallway, and I can hear her crying. And I'm just like, oh no. I knew that was what was going to happen. Yeah, it was wild. It was very intense.
I mean, that clown said that he got a fishing hook in his arm, and his index and middle finger, or I guess I think it's supposed to be. Then also got his index and middle finger destroyed in the car door, both by his dad. I thought it was both in one day, and I was like, oh god damn.
Both in one day.
And then
Jesus
it was,
fucking
but it was both by his dad, and this is his dad got mad at him for casting into my arm and ruining his vacation, and it's like I guess he got mad and got out of the side of the door when he shut his hand and he had to go to the hospital.
Jesus.
I did have
My brother's dad wasn't a great guy.
oh,
Some people aren't, unfortunately.
Noted.
I did have one other surgery. I had nasal polyps,
You.
and they had to go in and remove those from my sinuses. And it was like, I'm like, well, how do you get up in there and do it? Is it just? He's like, doctor's like, well, actually, what we do is we have an endoscope, but what it is is the tool we put up in there. It's kind of like a rotor-rooter. Like what? And he's like, yeah, the very tip of it. You know, number one, the whole shaft is hollow and it's pulling a vacuum the entire time. But the very tip of it, it's got spinning blades. So when we put that up in your sinuses, I can look at it on the scope, and what's happening is that basically it's just chopping up all of those polyps and everything in there and then sucking it out at the same time.
Thank you for that description, doctor.
They're like, that was kind of like, that's kind of cool.
It is, but it's also unpleasant to think about.
Tragic's just
I've
like,
met-
that's pretty metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in coming out, and what they do afterwards is they put they just, after they get it out, because they basically just chopped up inside your sinuses, they start packing it full of with a thin gauze that's in one long strand.
Wow.
Clown saying, what happens if you sneeze?
Oh gosh.
With
Ouch.
with that gauze in there, we both
Be back, guys. Going to the bathroom.
It's gonna be like the court scene from Strange Brew where they accidentally put the bullets up their nose. Or where they put the bullets up their nose to stop the bleeding and they end up shooting the bullets by sneezing.
Well, number one, they pack it up in there really tight but they leave enough of it just kind of dangling down.
Mm.
And I'm like, it's like a nose tampon.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I just wasn't gonna say it.
And what they do is when you go back in there is the doctor pulls it. They're pulling it out. Because when they heal,
hope that it didn't start to ingrow.
number one, it didn't hurt, but that felt fucking weird. And number two, when it comes to sneezing, with all that up in there, it doesn't come out. But I could guarantee you one thing: you will do everything to avoid sneezing afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah, after the first finger, it's like,
I'm sorry.
probably head pressure. You're just like, oh God, I'm going to murder something.
Okay, moving to another funny story. My doctor sent me to like an emergency like nasal surgeon because he said that I had nasal polyps, that they were like weirdly shiny, and the nasal surgeon was like, no, you don't have any polyps. I do not see any polyps. There is something shiny in there, and I think that's what your doctor saw. So they sent me to an allergist, and I'm allergic to the world. But it dawned on me about a month ago that they probably see one of the screws from my jaw surgery.
Oh God. Someone watched the Afrin video not too long ago from Wendigo,
No, I
where the
haven't
person
seen it.
had used so much of it that quite literally it was going into his nasal canal was so worn out that it was going into his freaking tooth cavities or his tooth
Oh,
canals.
ow.
That stuff will fuck you up. It's um
That's why, in really, really small print, they're like, don't use for more than 3 days. And if it seems like it's not going away, see your doctor.
mm,
That's why I actually don't use my daily nasal spray. Unless I am actually having issues with my allergies, like really badly. Because it hurts. I hate that stuff. Number one, it hurts. Number two, it's gross because it like runs back out.
Yeah, I've tried it a couple times. It's just like, yeah, I'm not doing this again.
Because they tell you do not actually like sniff it because then it's not in your nasal cavity long enough to actually do any work in there. You're just supposed to shoot it up there and let it sit and get absorbed. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of nasty.
I use the Nasacort.
I just
There's
take
another one.
a generic
Okay.
freaking allergy med because I have minor allergies.
And when my sinuses do get clogged, I just use straight up. I use pseudoephedrine, which I have to clarify to people. Everybody's like, oh, Sudafed over the counter doesn't work. I'm like, no, I'm using pseudoephedrine. It's stuff that you have to ask the pharmacist for, and they make you sign a fucking form now because people turned it into meth. The stuff that works.
That's
Yeah.
actually Sudafed. It's the same thing. It's just the
Yeah.
they took it off of the counter outside because people were
Well-
using it to make meth.
Well, for the longest time, you could get Sudafed over the counter without doing it, but they put some other medicine in it, and it didn't fucking work. Like,
Mm.
literally did not work. They actually pulled it from the market because it did nothing.
Oh wow!
Um,
Because
Anyway.
it when it was originally out, it actually worked really well.
yeah, but the Sudafed that we have to get over the from the pharmacist now, it's the real stuff, and it does work, and I love it. And I hate the meth heads for ruining it.
And you
Yeah.
probably hate the general population for making Quaaludes legal as well.
Bring back my Quaaludes, Reagan.
Yeah. Not really into.
I still find it
Um,
funny talking about medication, how like so many people have been using Ozempic so that way they can get skinny, and then they start having other issues since it's a literal poison.
Well,
It's actually a chemical produced by your body. It's just
Where they get
Um,
the main thing from is, if I remember correctly from what I had heard, I don't know how true it is, but it's like from an actual poison of something or venom.
there's a lot of stuff out there we get from venom.
Yeah.
you're sure that that's really quick. You're sure that that's Ozempic? Because that's Botox is.
It could be both because, like, I know it works well for, I think it's certain things of diabetes, but then because they found out it can make people kind of skinny, it can help people lose weight. They do that, and now we're seeing.
That's actually how it helps with diabetes.
Yeah, but people who aren't diabetic use it when they don't need it, and then
Well-
it's kind of funny because that's because of that we've seen slightly a death to the body positivity movement.
I'm actually one of the people that is prescribed that because of my weight. They're trying to wake up my metabolism enough that I'll lose enough weight to be okay for the surgery in like 6 months.
It's like I'm not making fun of people that use it because their doctor prescribed it. Like that, it's kind of like the whole thing of when they tried to talk shit about Joe Rogan for using
Ivermectin.
ivermectin. Yeah, ivermectin. And he's like, no, dude, I didn't just go to the fucking store. And he's like, because you want to say the horse dewormer. I
They
didn't.
give me horse
Yeah,
tranquilizer.
I didn't go and say, hey, give me this horse dewormer. He's like, no, I went to the doctor and this is what they told me to take. But they kept saying horse dewormer because it's like, dude, he's not going down to fucking the local farm and fleet or Tractor Supply and buying it, you retards.
Right.
I did not know that the same medicines can be used for multiple things.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about ivermectin. They derided it as horse paste, but did you know that the people that discovered and turned it into a usable medicine won the Nobel Prize in medicine for it?
Wasn't it originally used for malaria?
I don't know.
It's used for a lot of parasitic diseases, and it's used in humans all the time in Africa because they have a lot of parasitic diseases.
I don't know about malaria though. I know that for malaria they use quinine?
Quinine.
Yes. I think it's quinine that they use for malaria.
Yeah, it's the tonic in your it's the tonic in the gin and tonic.
Apparently it also works for malaria.
Well, that's the whole point. That how you got the gin and tonic was that they would literally mix the quinine with gin to make it palatable enough to take.
Here, drink this pine salt.
Well, that's it. So the gin and tonic it's just a cocktail, but it used to be a medicine that just think the British Empire was ran on gin and tonic and sodomy.
Yeah.
But
and like Clown
thank
says,
you for that.
Cocaine used to be an original Coca-Cola. Still doesn't make it good for us. Like most actual drugs, like in small doses used in moderation, that typically aren't near as bad as they try to make them out to be. It's the fact that
everything is
too many people get addicted to the serotonin kick or dopamine boost, and then they continuously use it and use more because they're not getting that dopamine kick.
They stop using it according to what the doctor prescribed and just keep taking more and more. That's I believe LSD was actually a prescription drug for like an antipsychotic. And then they found out that people could overdose and become so psychotic that they actually got like hyper strength and invisible.
I thought it was just used by that the CIA was using it to try to mind control people, or if you have listened to or read Mother Horse Eyes, it's what you have to use to create flesh gates.
I've listened to Mother Horse Eyes.
Yeah, but not everyone else has.
It's probably my favorite.
And the super strength thing Clown says is that's PCP.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I got that wrong.
Because typically for LSD, it starts giving bad trips and whatnot and lets you be more susceptible and everything. Yeah, because it's like you see music and colors and can plausibly hallucinate, and it can get stuck in the spinal cord, and you can end up having a trip however many years down the road, even though you stopped using it.
Yeah, I just know that it was originally used as an antipsychotic. And then they found out it could actually make you psychotic. So.
And you end up jumping out the 16th story window of Bethesda Mayville Hospital.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Or Charles Manson gets to you first.
And yes, they did if you do like the subscribe to the MK Ultra testing, yes, LSD was the drug of choice for those experiments.
Yeah, that was a. What I was referencing was there was a. I have a small conspiracy theory. There was the first Secretary of Defense after World War II, when they changed it to the Department of Defense, was James Forstall. He was a Navy admiral beforehand.
Mhm.
And he started to having more and more nervous breakdowns because he kept thinking that people were bugging his office and people were following him. And then finally he had one, and he checked into the Bethesda Naval Hospital, which is part of Walter Reed now. And he goes up to and he's near. They described him as near suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do with a suicidal person? You put him on the 16th story of your hospital.
Obviously.
Well, they find They find him. They find him on the ground outside of the hospital, and inside of his room there was no suicide note. Uh, and some possible signs of a struggle, but they ruled it a suicide.
Okay, so he was defenestrated, and
Okay.
whoever did it was never found because it was never investigated. Lovely.
Well, I'll give you. Well, that was the first time. The second one was Joe McCarthy. You know, the guy that was derided for McCarthyism. Um, he was recovering from cancer nicely, and they thought he was about to leave, but they transferred him into the Naval Hospital. And within 24 hours, he was dead of a heart attack.
The hospital kills you.
Well, James Forstall was very anti-communist. And we know that, hero Joe McCarthy was extremely anti-communist. But
The
then,
Red Scare.
but the problem was he was correct about all that.
Yes, but it. Well, yeah.
But here's the kicker. We're going to add one more into this.
No.
Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, and I think I brought this up on Tier's show. Even though he was in Dallas County's jurisdiction when he was shot, the Secret Service literally fought to remove his body from Dallas
Bring it to
and went to Bethesda Naval Hospital to have his autopsy done. Now, the people that chose to do the autopsy were normal hospital pathologists. Neither one of them had any experience in dissecting and examining gunshot wounds.
Mhm.
Okay.
Imagine my shock.
Yeah.
So weird that all these things happened in one place. Now, of course, you could say it's like, yeah, it's an important hospital where they take important people, but
usually it's for them to be treated, not for them to be dissected.
Examined. Mhm.
And you could still say it's like, well, how do you? How do you know that the Dallas County coroner would have been able to do a better job at the autopsy?
This
It's
is
like,
his
I
fucking
don't.
job.
But he was also a trained forensic pathologist, not a normal hospital pathologist.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say at least he's an actual coroner.
So, being in Dallas County in the 60s, he's seen gunshots.
Clown. So Bethesda game's bad, not just because of the bugs.
Yeah.
Two different things, just similar issues.
Oh, like I said, it's a conspiracy theory. I thought of it because I was watching Razor Fist, and he was talking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, all these things happen at the same fucking hospital.
Yeah, shit gets weird sometimes.
Never watched Razor Fist.
I've only seen like bits and clips and whatnot. It just really doesn't seem too much up my alley.
Most of his stuff isn't on my. I don't like it either.
His older stuff was better.
He did do a great thing talking about. He did do a great history on Pat Buchanan, which I liked.
Pat Buchanan.
He was.
Go ahead.
He was one of Nixon's aides, and then he also worked some in the Reagan White House, and then he ran for president 2 or 3 times in the 90s. He worked for Fox News for a little while and wrote a few books.
Wasn't that James Buchanan's brother? Or is that a different person?
That would be like a grandson or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what I know of well is like James Buchanan was like also our only president that we've elected that was ever just a single person. He wasn't married.
Yeah, didn't his niece accompany him to events since he didn't have a wife?
I don't know. I got brought up on one of Monkey's last streams because they got brought up of how AOC might plausibly run for president. And they're like, oh, we've never elected a single. It's like a bachelor for president, and they got brought up. I was like, no, it was James Buchanan was the one that we have had, but normally they all are. It's like they're married.
Yeah, he also had a male companion that spent a lot of time with that generated some rumors. But
if AOC ever becomes president, I'm going to wake up and out of my cold nightmare and realize that was a horrible dream.
I swear to God,
clearly I've gone mad.
I swear to God, a presidential ad. If you see, you should come up on TV, and you wouldn't be sure if it's a difference between a presidential address or the opening the hee haw.
Oh no!
Just imagine her. Oh God, Jasmine Crockett as VP. Oh God.
I foresee that would most likely be that if they tried that, she'd try to fucking go with like Bernie Sanders or something.
I was going to say, I honestly don't see them trying to run a double female ticket.
They would either, it would be a massive revolt if they don't run Kamala again.
Nobody takes her talking about running for president again seriously, too.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest with you. If the Democrats actually want to have a real run at the presidency, like somebody that actually stands a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And this sounds fucking ridiculous saying this now, but it's John Fetterman.
Yeah.
But he's left. He's officially left the party.
Yeah, for the most part.
But he's the only one that would have. I mean, you could probably say Josh Shapiro.
Well, it sure as fuck isn't Gavin Newsom.
It sure as fuck isn't Tim Walz.
Oh, Twinkle Toes, I call him.
Tim Walz shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, especially after his last pardon.
Oh,
His political career is completely tanked.
I tell you, for somebody that doesn't know how to load a gun, he does have ability to shoot himself in the foot.
I think the president, the VP debate is what killed him as a VP. It killed his political career.
Well,
that was the death nail.
that-
Our friends were school shooters.
That partially tanked it because of him showing how stupid he was, but then his most recent action, any plausibility he had to go further in his political career has pretty much been tanked by being like, oh, his crimes were horrible. I mean, he's a pedophile, but, you know, it's going to be a real hurt to the community, so we can't have him deported. And
Wait,
it's like,
who?
Tim Walz pardoned a pedophile so he wouldn't get deported.
No, that's not Tim Walz. This is another Republican Democratic governor that let the woman go that ran over that hit the person, and she should have gotten years, but she only got like 7 months. Not even 7 months, maybe like 1 month or two.
Governor, and that was my governor because we brought it up like twice.
There it is. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember.
And he's this guy, and he's a Republican. He's just extremely corrupt.
Ugh. Yeah, because he let his friend out. Like, yeah.
But yeah, he is not. And the problem is, while the grand jury is like, yeah, this is fucking awful, and he shouldn't have done it. The problem is he didn't violate any laws.
Hmm.
It's like there's nothing we could do about it. Because the governor can recommend anybody he wants to the Pardon and Parole Board.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's probably going to change because they're probably going to take the governor out of it. Yeah, but that happened here, and like I said, everybody's still kind of pissed off about it because there's nothing we can do about it. He's out. Oh, it's good.
And Clown says, did no one watch Young Rock Dwayne is about to be president? Don't let the flop of a live action Moana fool you. That was a movie that never should have been made into a live action. Like, now, I personally have no personal issues with The Rock, considering the fact of, like, they don't talk about some of the shit he has done of, like, during the Hawaii fires. He was running out of money because he put so much into doing the WWE, but he actually was having people bring their own possessions onto his property. And the charity that, you know, he and Oprah started and were spokespeople for, he actually did put money into that as well.
All right.
So there's a lot of shit you can not like him for like his acting and the roles he takes and whatnot. But the dude, at least from what I've seen, tries to, for the most part, put his money where his mouth is. I understand because he was the voice of what's his name in Moana, but like the premise of the movie itself didn't make sense considering everything I'm aware of. The sea could have just returned the rock that was supposed to be returned, not the Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but the actual rock from the story that was supposed to be. And the live action just didn't need to happen because when they even put it forward, the movie wasn't even 10 years old yet.
Okay. I agree with you that live action Moana should not have happened. I actually really liked the cartoon.
I'm going to say that none of the live action should have happened because you changed too much of the goddamn story. Sorry.
I'm going to drop a hot take and say The Jungle Cruise was actually a pretty good movie. I really liked that movie. And that was The Rock.
No. All right. So Jungle Cruise was pretty decent. But still,
I'm gonna be honest, and one of the things that's like I keep seeing, and I couldn't believe it. Actually, it's like I shouldn't say couldn't believe, but from what I remember, it originally started from a post on Tumblr of all fucking places, and it was Disney doesn't need to do the live action remakes. If they're gonna do anything, since they own the rights to the Muppets, just redo the movies with the Muppets. So just imagine this: the entirety of Beauty and the Beast. Shut up, Tyr. But instead of having Prince Adam be, you know, a beast of a puppet, he's played by a regular dude. And then when he, you know, the spell is broken, he's turned back into a puppet with those
He
cold,
turned back
dead
into
puppet
Fozzie
eyes.
Bear.
Oh,
He turned into Fozzie
That would
Fozzie.
actually be something worth seeing. Because then it's like if you start changing some of the story elements in it, because it's a, you know, they're using the Muppets for it, people are going to expect it to be that way.
it'll be like watching Muppet Babies again.
There was,
When
there was
Fuzzy
like
Bear was Chuchaka the cookie.
there was a meme. There was also another meme that was going around. It's like, what movie? It's like pick a movie and choose one person out of it, but the rest of them have to be Muppets. And I think the person took it down because people were taking the joke, taking it a little bit too far.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I was like, oh yes, well, if we're going to do it this way, we're going to do Schindler's List, but Oscar Schindler is the only human.
Oh.
No. I want to see the Matrix with the Muppets, and the only real person is Morpheus.
John
But-
Wick, but only Keanu Reeves is the human.
He taking out puppets.
Apocalypse Now.
No.
No,
Tropical Thunder.
Die Hard.
Yeah. And
But-
John McClane, only real person.
No, just Hans Gruber is the real person.
Yeah. The late great Alan Rickman must be. Yes. Yeah.
You know, I got. You know, actually, there's the one I just thought of would actually work.
What?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas,
Yeah, that would actually work really well.
but all of them Muppets.
Casino, but only Joe Pesci is a real person.
Yes.
No. Hear me out. Raised in Arizona, but the only real person is the baby.
Joe Pesci in gangster movies kind of is a Muppet.
Wait, am I funny? Am I talking to you? Did I say something funny? Am
Like
I
a
a
clown
joke
to
to
you?
you? You were just funny. I said it was funny. Am I reading the funny? Huh?
He is very much a Muppet in every gangster
But
movie that he
Wait.
does.
I'll
All right,
honestly
I
say,
think this could.
hold on a second.
But
I honestly say he actually did, in my opinion, pretty dang well in the second Lethal Weapon movie.
yes. All right.
Because
all
he
right,
actually
here-
does show
I-
some emotion.
All right, this is going now. Ryden, I say this one because I think it'll be fucking hilarious. Drive Angry. The only two people is David Fincher's character and
Anthony.
Nicolas Cage. Everyone else,
Anthony
yeah,
Fincher.
everyone else is a fucking Muppet. Yeah, Anthony Fincher. Sorry, Anthony Fincher's character and everyone else is a fucking Muppet.
Oh, I'm gonna make you hate me even more. Time to Kill, but Nicolas Cage still plays his same character, but everyone else is a Muppet.
Oh
Yes.
God, he fucks a Muppet. Ah, Muppet tits.
Ew.
Platoon.
Mm,
Oppenheimer.
No. No. All
Oh.
right. I know this sounds mean, and I don't mean to discourage there, but Men of Honor or Men of U.S. Indianapolis, everyone's a Muppet. Everyone. It's all played by Muppets, but the sharks are real.
I want to watch.
No,
Oh my god!
No,
and
no.
all of the people that get eaten by sharks are the shrimps.
I have I have
yes!
another great one. Saving
Oh, no.
Private Ryan, but only Matt Damon is the human. Him or Tom Hanks.
All right. Okay. All right.
Matt
Kim
Damon.
and Marco World Police. This is a live action. The reverse. Only Kim Jong Il is a real Muppet. Matt Damon and Alex Baldwin. Only Muppets in there. Everyone else is a real human. So you got Durka Jihad, Muhammad Jihad, Durka coming out of a real fucking person's mouth. I would pay to see that.
Up Periscope.
Mm.
But the only human in it's is it up
The
Periscope or down Periscope?
Down Periscope.
There's two movies. There's an up Periscope and a down Periscope.
Clown.
You're
Se-
talking about the comedy with Kelsey Grammer, right?
It's down Periscope,
Yeah.
and the only per human is Kelsey Grammer.
Hmm.
Clown put 7, but only Morgan Freeman is a human. Just Hermit screen. What's in the box?
Oh,
I can't do a good
no,
Kermit.
no. No, because my brain just went straight to Lost. Cannot do that with Muppets. Do
Yeah, you
not
can.
break the Muppets like that. Do not break the Muppets like that. Get that out of my head now.
Basic Instincts.
Okay.
Everyone's a Muppet, but Sharon Stone's character.
No. I got a great one. The Saw franchise. But the guy who plays Jigsaw, he plays the puppet. So they paint him up with that, but all the rest are Muppets.
I want to play a game.
Still with the small ass tricycle. He's like, I want to play a game.
Okay.
And then
okay.
everyone
We're gonna
else is a
do-
Muppet.
If
How
we're
about
gonna do
Hostel?
horror movies,
Hostel with
Let's-
all Muppets would be good.
let's do the first Friday the 13th with everyone being a Muppet except for Jason.
I know it's
I was
not.
waiting for you to say Kevin Bacon.
I know it's not. It's not a horror movie, but Doctor Strangelove. But have-
Ooh.
but- But
Yes.
but Gonzo is the Gonzo plays Major Kong.
Yes. Ha!
Ooh, that's another pretty good one, Clown. Final Destination franchise. Everyone is a Muppet but Tony Todd.
Hmm.
I mean,
Muppet Flight
The
Club would
problem
be
with
pretty
that-
entertaining.
it would be.
I'd still want, I think in that one, I would actually say I would want Meatloaf to be the human.
No,
Yes,
you know
I
what
would
would
I would
be
also
hilarious?
agree.
Beaker is the guy, the multiple personality guy. And when he's the normal guy, he can actually speak. When he's Brad Pitt, he is Beaker.
He's regular.
I was going to say the reverse to where his inner thing can actually speak, because then you get that thing into where he's just like, he's like, I talk how I want to talk. I fuck how I want to fuck. Then it's like, but you, me.
Yeah.
Mm.
In the end, he's holding Marla's hand.
Oh my god.
Okay, how about the death of Stalin? Am I the only
I've
one?
never
Am I the only one that's seen that here?
I think so.
probably.
believe
Damn
so.
it!
Oh,
All right.
I got a fun one. Except for it's just basically going to be a reverse. Willy's Wonderland, but all the animatronics are human and all the humans are Muppets.
Nice. Bravo, Rodney.
Oh.
Well, hold on. I think my next one. I think I would want to see. Let's go zombie horror. Let's do bullets for what was that one? Grave Walker, the Bullet for the Damned, the one
Bullets
where
for
we
the
watched
Dead.
where in Bullet for the Dead. Everyone's a fucking Muppet except for the first zombie.
Actually, what you do in the zombie movies is everybody is a Muppet, but as they become zombies, they become human.
Ooh,
I
you
was
better-
actually going to say we'll do the original Night of the Living Dead. So keep Barbara
That's
the
what I was thinking.
exact same way. And the only person who's normal is Ben.
All right. Hit. I will take. I'm going to take
but then
Tragics
I see Miss Piggy
and
Barbara.
reverse it. The remake of the one with Ving Rhames in it, the first one with
Oh, Dawn of the Dead.
yeah, Dawn of the Dead when they're in the mall. Every zombie's a Muppet, and as you become a zombie, you turn into a Muppet. So that scene where they're all like fucking falling down the well and shit, it's just Muppets and shit. Just not the well sewer. It's just fucking Muppets, and they're getting up. It would look ridiculous, and then somebody get bit and transform and see like a Muppet version of them.
Oh
They
God.
just slowly their skin starts turning to felt,
Yes.
and they're just like an inch shorter every hour.
I've got I think a
Yes.
good one, but I can't think of who I want to be the human. But it wouldn't be either of the protagonist or the antagonist. Face Off.
I want to take his face. No, the only humans are the two boys, the two little boys.
Yeah.
Castaway.
God.
Oh.
But Wilson's the person. So Tom Hanks has just got to sit there with his arms around his knees and just
Be a ball. Well,
and I want to see Tom Hanks' character be played by Kermit. So he's like, Wilson.
And he's doing the arm flap.
Yep,
thing.
arm flapping thing. I even did that with my arms. So it's
Yeah.
like, God, I wish I could do a Kermit the Frog.
Um,
Oh gosh, I wish Scribe was here right now.
Yeah.
Apollo 13.
Ooh.
Houston, we have a problem. No, Armageddon. The only human, Nev Campbell.
Full Metal Jacket, but keep gunning. So keep Arlie Ermey.
Nev Campbell?
Whoever heard
Liv Tyler?
Liv Tyler. God damn it, I'm sorry.
Wall Street.
American Psycho, but the only person is Patrick Bateman. And the proof is Psycho is just when he sees people in reality, he sees the Muppet, but when he sees them in his imagination, they're fucking puppets.
What's the Fozzie Bears cards?
Let's
see
see Fozzie
Yeah,
Bear's
like-
card.
And he's the embossing, the import, the lamination.
That guy. Ugh. That character was lame, and I'm almost 100% sure that none of the people in that movie were real.
Well, it was
Aside from Patrick Bateman.
yeah. In that movie, it was meant to be making fun of the Wall Streetites.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, but I also think that Patrick Bateman was absolutely insane, and none of the other people were real.
I'm sure some of the people I write
Well,
was real, but what he did was wrong.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
questionable if what he did was actually an actual thing.
But all right, so we did that. All right, Terminator, the Terminator movies, all the Terminators are fucking puppets. So you see like Gonzo getting his nose blown off and turning into liquid metal and coming back. Come with
I'll
me
tell
if you
you.
want to, Waka.
I'll tell you
No.
what, if you turn the Blues Brothers into a Muppet movie, you'd actually save it.
I liked the Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers.
It was a funny movie.
Mm,
It wasn't a great movie, but it was a funny movie.
this one might be a bit
Blues Brothers
controversial.
2000 had some issues, but I still liked it.
This one might be a bit controversial, and I'd still want Nicolas Cage to be the voice of the Muppet, but the frozen ground, but keep John Cusack.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh. Oh. Oh.
yeah, because John Cusack looks too much. Yeah.
There was that movie created so much cognitive dissonance. It almost broke me.
Angela, here's a better
Because
one.
I love John Cusack, and even as a complete nutbar, he is an attractive man.
Oh Lord, Angela, I got one for you. Now, hear
Mm.
me out. Hear me out,
Mm.
mommy dearest. The
Uh,
only hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. The only human is Faye Dunaway.
Mm-mm. No, because Miss Piggy has to be mommy dearest.
Okay, well, all right. Then the only human is Christina as she goes through her life stages.
Reservoir Dogs
I
keep Steve
could do
Buscemi.
that. Nah.
And Badger's like, keep Mr. Orange. I'd love to hear Gonza doing the I don't tip part. Or Devil's Rejects keep Sid Haig. I was going through some of the ones that we've done as well that we've watched. Do the Leprechaun, but Warwick Davis is still the Leprechaun. Or is it Warwick?
Everybody else is
Am I
Yeah.
getting his name wrong?
Yeah, no,
Warwick
it's Warwick
Davis
Davis.
is correct.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
I got a need.
I would
First-
love to see Rolf the dog as Goose.
The only human is Iceman.
Now I'm trying to think.
Not that I
the-
want to see Rolf die. It's just
What-
Goose was my favorite character.
Which brings up, I think I think after that, I want to see Tombstone.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Well, I'm trying to think now of like, because they also did a racing one that had most of the same cast featuring Tom Cruise. That was basically just Top Gun. via
Days of
NASCAR.
Thunder.
Days of Thunder. I was like, if we're doing that one, I don't want a single human. I want that to be an entire Muppet movie. But here we go. I got another one that I think would just be comedic gold. The Last Dragon, but only Shonuff is the human.
Yes, I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
Why are you picking people who are actually Muppets to be the human people?
Because they don't need to be Muppets anymore. They're already Muppets. And
Well, that movie basically had majority of the cast being kind of Muppets because of the way it was done and
Very true.
and
Some
that
dumb
whole
boy.
thing. But it'd just be hysterical to see the guy who plays Shonuff have that whole thing be like, "You warmed up yet?" And you just got because of how he's supposed to be expressionless. Bruce Leroy is a puppet. Getting dunked into the water. Who's the master? Just that puppet mouth. I am.
Shogun of Harlem.
Oh. Since we did watch it, because it was one of Angela's recommendations on that one. Mixed nuts, but who should we keep as the person?
Steve Martin.
Rita Wilson.
All right, I got one that would I think Angela
Well,
would probably like.
just really quick, in keeping with the making the person that's the Muppet of the original movie, it's got to be what's his name? Anthony LaPaglia. The Santa Claus dressed up guy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the guy who does the cross-dressing.
All right,
Oh
Angela,
God, that would have been good too.
I think you would. I think you would like this one. All right, this one. I want to speak. This one's just for you, okay? Dr. Zance's Zither, and the only person that's a Muppet is Nicolas Cage's character.
Captain Corelli's mandolin.
That's what I said.
and,
Lord of War.
and yes,
Lord of War, but only Ethan Hawke is the human.
Just imagine the scene where he's being, they're gonna come in, they're gonna commend you, they're gonna shake your head, go give you a promotion, and then they're gonna talk about you did great service for the government. Then they're gonna let me go. Why? Because men like me supply things like this.
National treasure, but the guy who plays the president of the U.S. is the only human. The rest of the cast is Muppets. So the human's
Yes.
only on there for a little bit and the rest of it. But Nicolas Cage still voicing the Muppet, being like, I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Well, yeah, I could see them making Nicolas Cage a Muppet. They made one for Tim Curry.
Tim Curry didn't
mean-
need a Muppet made. He can act like one. He fits in.
He is a
Yes.
Muppet.
Yes, but they
Uh,
actually made him a Muppet
Because typically when humans
of
are in,
himself.
in the Muppet movies, there's only two ways you can go about it. You can go the Sir Michael Caine way, to where you're going to play it completely straight as if it were a Shakespearean play, and you treat all the other Muppets as if they were other actors, or you go the Tim Curry way, to where you're just a fellow cast of the Muppets.
You're just a Muppet.
I-
Yeah.
And yet they both were amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were both fantastic for the movie that they were in. I do need to see Muppet Treasure Island again. I
Again,
haven't seen that in a million
Still trying to
years,
think of
man.
who I want to keep a non-Muppet in this one, because I'm just going through the movies we've done over the channel. Con Air.
Steve
all right, the
Buscemi
only-
is the only human.
Well, no. All right. Steve Buscemi and Cyrus the Virus are the only two humans.
No.
I like John Malkovich in that movie.
Uh, John Malkovich is great in every movie that he's in. It doesn't matter, though.
Oh, I've got a good one because I came across some one things. The entirety of the Tremors series, but only Burt Gummer's a human.
Critical need to know information.
That, or you go the opposite way, and every time one of the shriekers, ass blasters, or graboids is seen, it's
a
played. No. It played by a person in really, really shitty makeup and practical effects, but the rest of the cast is still voiced by the original the original actors and actresses, but they're all played by Muppets.
All right. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Then it's all the cast is Muppets, but the graboids and everything else that descend from the graboids are all humans. So in the first movie, when the puppets are being pulled down, it's just humans trying to grab with arms, trying to pull them down.
No.
Oh, God.
No. Shit. No. You have fun with it to where it's like, again, since we know it's gonna be a Muppet movie, you have like bad practical effects. So like part of the arms and whatnot, like, and that is all played by like people having like, in a way, just like their hands painted to look like the graboid tongue, and the rest of the mouth
Yeah,
is
that's
like
bad.
someone's arms that have like practical effects over there. They don't have to be perfect, but it's meant to when they would have it that they come out of the ground, because obviously when they're underneath the ground they don't have to be seen. But it's just like six people huddled around that go through and like have like a cloth around them and do that whole thing of like pulling the Muppet in.
Nice, I like it.
For some reason, they need the first two Muppets to find on the graboids would need to be the two Yip Muppets.
Oh yeah, alien Muppets.
Yip.
Oh.
Oh no.
Walter and Sadler are in Mr. Wong's restaurant, and they play Mr. Wong.
Statler
they
and
play Mr. Walter.
Waldorf?
Yeah, Statler and Waldorf.
Not Walter and Statler?
I said Waldorf.
Clown even
Or
said,
maybe I
Clown was
didn't,
saying
yeah.
the one thing is Statler and Waldorf is Wyatt and Doc. Sign me up. We got Lord of the Flies. Piggy is the human, and Miss Piggy throws a rock on him because she thinks they're making fun of her. Well, in that one, they still have to be all male characters, so she wouldn't even be involved.
That's true.
And Green Badger says, payback, and then Clown goes, the lost son from the Lakeshore Slasher is human, and the rest of them are Muppets.
Hey, we need to go back to Casino. Is it Casino or Goodfellas? I got them mixed up.
I couldn't tell you.
Goodfellas?
I'd have
Fuck.
to know what
Liotta.
line you're wanting.
It's the one where it's the only person in it that's the only human in it needs to be Steve and needs to be Joe Pesci. But at the end of it, when they're leading him into that room to shoot him, it needs to be Statler and Waldorf.
Pretty sure that is Goodfellas.
Yeah, it's Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah. All right. The entire Godfather trilogy. The only humans are Tessio, Clemenza, Cuneo,
You're
Salazzo,
not-
and Mo Green.
You're
And,
not speaking a language that I understand here.
All right, so I'm pointing out the people that all the enemies and mainly all the villains, quote unquote antagonists of the Godfather trilogy: Cuneo, Salazzo, Tessio, Mo Green, everybody that mainly Michael had killed. And the
I'm gonna be honest. The Godfather was way overrated.
heretic.
I
How
can't
can
say
you
I've
speak this
ever
heresy?
actually seen the entirety of The Godfather. At this point, I just
I've
don't
never seen
care.
the third one.
Every time I try to watch it, I fall asleep.
That's fair enough. It's not for everybody.
All I have to say is it insists upon itself.
Very much so.
It insists upon itself.
One of us has to say that.
That was one of the few things that Peter Griffin ever said that I agreed with.
It's not for everybody.
Here we go. Idiocracy, but just Terry Crews is a human.
Yeah.
Rondo has electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
And for most of this, like I'd even love to see them make like new Muppets for these movies.
Yes.
Like they don't have to do just the Muppets. They can have them as characters. But I could see like Gonzo being them like, I like money.
Okay, I got one better for you, Ryan. Let's take a big bang. I want to see all of Jordan Peele's his film trilogy. Everybody's a Muppet, just done by Muppets. So it's Get Out, Us,
And Nope.
and Nope, and all they just play by Muppets.
I got one, but again, I'm torn on who I'd want to be the human. Midsummer.
Oh,
No. If you're going to do that, the two people that should be human are the two old people that go space.
no,
first
no, no,
into
no,
the
no,
Earth.
no, 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 no.
Okay. Then it's the black person that gets his nuts gets planted upside down.
Hot Fuzz.
Maybe.
Hot Fuzz.
The only human is Simon Pegg.
I love that movie. I finally saw it, and it was so good. I am so upset that I had gone so long without watching.
The greater good.
I forgot what your rule on videos on here, but I sent you the trailer for Death of Stalin.
Because I have difficulty of trying to figure out how to do some of the stuff I typically don't show any videos. Like it's setting up the audio and everything.
Yeah.
We do watch movies.
Yeah, we typically just watch them on. I share the screen on Johnny Hellcat's channel, or not.
I
Johnny's
I just sent it to you on the trailer on it. It's the thing is like it's a comedy. It's got Steve Buscemi. There's a couple other.
Steve Buscemi, Simon Russell Beale, Patty Coldenson, friend Jason Isaac, Michael Palin, Adria Riseborough, and Jeffrey Tambor.
There are some really good names on that list.
Jason Isaacs is my favorite person. It plays my favorite. He plays General Zukov in there. And his opening is the best opening because they kind of have like an introduction to every person. And when he walks in there, he throws off his greatcoat,
Oh,
and he pulls down his tunic that has all of the medals on it.
hmm
Mhm.
that's been memed
Oh.
to death as well.
It
Did
is
we
well.
give anybody a sock?
What? No, he does.
It was
He
a
does.
Harry Potter joke. I'm sorry.
He does kiss Nikita Khrushchev, which is played by Nikita Khrushchev is played by Steve Buscemi.
Oh wow.
And then Clown says, Godfather is like Titanic. You know enough about it that, why watch the movie when you know how it ends? I don't even remember how it
Yeah.
ends. I just don't care because it's never going to live up to the hype that people try to put up to it because, of everyone who, they don't watch movies, they watch films, and they always have to
Film.
go on and on about that like a pretentious asshat.
All
And
right,
then he
the
says,
reason
give
why
me
I like
Kermit and Big Bird. It's the Pacino and De Niro roles from Heat. Everyone else is human. I could see that.
Now, I'm surprised we haven't brought up Heat earlier.
I got one for y'all. Taxi. Al Pacino's character's puppet. Jodie Foster's puppet. Everyone else is a human.
Taxi
And then
driver.
sorry, taxi driver. And when he's doing that, you talking to me, and he sees a reflection. It's a human.
Okay.
I
But-
think we improved some movies. I honestly, shit. Let's do it. Let's do the modern the Odyssey movie. Everyone's a fucking puppet. Everyone, all of them. There's no humans involved in this one. I think that would be watchable.
I'd take that over the dumb shit they do now.
Yeah, I'd be.
Has
Rings of
anybody
Power.
bothered to actually see it? Just out of curiosity.
Nope.
I don't.
I
waste
had no
money on
desire
crap.
to it.
I'm just
I-
saying I can't totally diss it until I have seen it. I just
refu-
From
I
what I've
have
seen,
a limited resource.
from what I've
Go
seen
ahead.
from most of the reviews that I've kind of seen and whatnot, it's been mediocre at best.
I
Like-
have a limited resource. and
definitely-
call
Like
money.
all of the shit of people that were bitching about the whole thing of the three people they bitch about the most and it have the least amount of screen time. Like I think it's Zendaya has the most at like 5 minutes of screen time. But like so much shit that from what I'm aware is like they just added shit into there that didn't even need to be in there. And then supposedly
Yeah.
tried to make this about be like, oh no, you're supposed to welcome immigrants and whatnot. When it's like the Odyssey is more about a guy who, had to leave and whatnot, but had to, like when the reason he came back and killed everyone is because they were taking advantage of the hospitality his family had given them.
No, they were trying to take advantage of his hospitality and fuck his wife, and they were planning to kill her because without her, they could become king alone. They were like the original artist. The original part of the Odyssey was their plan was to kill her. They were going to marry her and then kill her.
Tier, spoilers.
My bad. Sorry for
mean, it's only-
18 trillion-year-old.
I was gonna say million-year-old spoilers.
Next thing you're going to tell me Jesus dies and is resurrected in the Bible.
Well,
It's like
Going back to the movie thing for a second, I actually do like Clowns, Scream, Keep Matthew. I can never
Matthew
get
Lillard.
Lillard. Like I can never remember how his name's. Was it 13 Ghosts that he's a part of, and with him and Tony
absolutely love
Shalhoub?
that. Yes.
Keep him as the human. Everyone else is a Muppet, including the ghosts. Granted,
That's actually one of my favorite movies, and
That's
that
not
would still be a great
to take
movie
away from
with
what
Muppets.
Tony Shalhoub did, because he did awesome in that role, because I know everyone thinks of Tony Shalhoub as Monk, but the man is a great actor.
Oh yes, so much so.
okay, I got one for you.
Galaxy Quest for Tony Shalhoub, by the way.
I got one for you. Men in Black, all the humans are Muppets, all the aliens are actual what they were in the movie.
I would
Huh?
say keep K as a human. K or Zed.
Is that Rip Torn is
Zed.
And
Rip
and,
Torn.
and in the second one to where they have the cameo with Michael Jackson, he's also still a
Yeah.
human.
Well, because technically he's an alien.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes,
One-
in that one he's
No, he's not. It was even fought for by Michael Jackson because they wanted to make him an alien. He's like, I do not want to be an alien in the movie to kind of play onto everyone else. So a lot of people implied he's an alien, but his character is not an alien in that series.
in that series. Rip Torn, when Rip Torn talks about it, he goes, well, think about it. We're trying to do an alien outreach program, and we'll when we get that done, we'll call you, implying he's an alien.
Not necessarily.
Implying that he would be able to reach out and be universally, literally, a peacemaker. You
Yeah.
dork.
Michael Jackson is an alien. It is implied by Zed that he's an alien
No,
because
it isn't.
he's negotiating with the alien
That
groups in Antarctica.
Doesn't
And Zed is
necessarily
saying, "I'll
mean
talk to you
he
later
have
about
to be an alien in that tier.
It means that he would. It's literally saying that music is the only universal language. Oh my gosh. How does
And
this
basically
not-
Zed's kind
Ah,
of
there it is. It's bam, found it.
and Zed's basically
Oh.
saying the whole thing of like could be said of like trying to delete all of Michael Jackson's past like they do for every other person would be next to impossible.
Nope.
one of
he
his-
said that he's in the clip here I'm about to put in chat. He says literally, "We're still working on the alien affirmative action program. We'll get back to you." That implies that he's an alien. That's why he can't join Men in Black.
Yeah.
I'm still disagreeing because from everything I'm aware of in that one, it was fought that Michael Jackson was to remain a person, to remain human.
He's still a person. He's still his character, but it is still implied that he's an alien.
Or it's implied that because of the way he is, people might think he's an alien.
Again, we're still working on it. Like, I'm pretty sure that MIB would know that if he was human. Because again, he says we're still working on the alien affirmative action program, implying
Yeah,
that
and that
affirmative
also
action
might
means
be-
to get aliens
that
in.
that
implies he's an alien.
tier affirmative action could also mean that because he's a human, he's further back on the list when they're supposed to hire aliens. Dumbass.
They don't hire aliens because it's a human agency. Therefore,
They don't
wouldn't
hire
them.
aliens. Then what the fuck are the aliens in MIB doing that work with them?
No, they're not MIB agents. He wants to be an MIB. He says that I can be Agent M. He wants to be MIB. He's talking about alien affirmative action, implying that he is an alien.
You're implying that.
Again, the whole point of the scene is saying you
Okay.
can't join us because you're not human.
All right, that's it. Enough. You both have a different viewpoint. We all have a different viewpoint, and then there's Tier.
Viewpoint is I don't
Here has-
care.
Yeah, exactly. Tier has his opinion. We're just going to let it.
Just saying what the hell is implying.
Let
I'm
it
pretty sure.
be. Drop it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Drop it.
Yes, Mom. Jesus Christ, Mom.
So
Well, given that you're sitting there stomping on the host of the show. Sorry, Rotten. I did not mean to.
I was gonna say, so anyway, on to something else. You know how like
And
you'll
something
see
for you
you'll
really
see the
enjoy.
videos on Twitter to where there's always typically some teenager, usually African American, not always, where they're on the bicycle and they do that whole thing where they're doing the wheelie and they like do the whole thing where they turn away really fast. And I saw
Yeah.
one on Twitter to where the kid's kind of doing that on the road and he tries to turn away from the cop and the cop actually grabs the sweater that's he got tied around his neck to pull him off the bike. And it was the whole thing of like, do you think this is justified or not? I was like, well, the cop already had his lights on for that shit. in that. So
Yeah.
I'm putting it as, yeah, that's like the people that don't fucking, shriek up and just like still step forward and walk into the bicycle, knocking them over. The fucking kids deserve it because 90% of them are assholes riding when they're not supposed to.
Yes. Fucking. I'm glad the cop got him. Fuck around and found out. There you go.
Oh God. And I only saw part of the video because I didn't need to see any more of it. Because the quote tweet of it was like, man, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys are kind of cooked. Like some whatever black belt like is having something where it's like he's supposed to be arrested on, it's like on the beach or something. And the cops, like, he sets up like he's gonna do a takedown and like try to kick him or something, but just gets straight up fucking tackled by the cop.
Nice.
Like they don't even try to grab him. The dude just like fucking full on football tackled into him. And it's like, well, that didn't go as planned, now did it?
No.
It was at this moment he realized he fucked up.
I posted in our DM channel, but did you see that Dankula was on unsubscribed?
Yeah, I watched it.
I actually paused like 15 minutes in.
Yeah, and like how he brings up that originally he had made the Count Dankula channel to like share videos with his friends that he'd made and whatnot, so he didn't have to keep them on his phone or on the whatever, and never expected it to go anywhere, because if he did, he'd have gone with a much different name than Count Dankula.
I am disappointed that that Nick is there.
Why?
Because that would have been
Because-
an interesting one for it to have Nick and the fat electrician and Count Dankula in the same room.
Because there's a lot of similarities in between the two, style wise, and
How like Absolute Mad Lads came up just because he was doing I think it was a breakdown on is Dragon something, who is a German streamer who was a lol cow. Or no, it wasn't
Dragon
that.
Lord.
Dragon Lord. It wasn't on Dragon Lord because he just ended up using the phrase he was an absolute mad lad, and it just kind of stuck.
And it was just, I knew he was going to be on it beforehand because, like I said, I shared the video of Dankula and yeah, my mind is going out. The guy with the cigarette.
King Trout.
Yeah, my favorite one on there and Dankula were having a Roman candle fight.
Yep.
Which
I like how Dankula brought up when he was in DC and everything, and then he ended up having to say it, the whole thing of like how he probably won't do it anymore, but like back when he got arrested for the whole pug thing, he also ended up getting fired and had the whole shit for that. So when he did the GoFundMe, like if he ended up at a bar meeting someone like, oh, you're so and so, I donated to your GoFundMe, he'd buy him a beer. And he's like, probably won't be able to do that anymore, because there's a bunch of people. Oh, me and all my friends donated to you. I wouldn't lie about it. It's been like, oh yeah, I like some of your stuff, man.
yeah.
But he talked about like, he wanted to do all the sightseeing and whatnot, and then because of the heat, it was just like after like a couple hours, 'cause his girlfriend almost passed out. He's just like, you know what? Not today.
The closest I came to actually beating one of them was going to be completely on accident, because the fat electrician and habitual line crosser, they were both in Oklahoma at Fort Sill, and I didn't know about it until later, because that morning I was actually thinking about driving down there, which it's a 2 hour drive. I was thinking about driving down there because they have a base museum that have all of all of the artillery pieces,
Hmm.
and I wanted to go take pictures of all that. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't want to go down there today. I'll just do it some other time. And then see on Twitter later that they were both there. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, closest I ever had it was I happened to be in Vegas the same time Nathan Fillion was, so it wasn't a YouTuber. And me and a buddy are kind of like, oh, dude, it'd be really cool to if we somehow ran into him. And like we're kind of fangirling, fanboying, whatever you want to call it. And some dude with like a fucking septum ring and a metal jet, it's like in a metal band t-shirt. It's like, grow a pair, guys. Grow a pair. And we're just like, oh, so can't have fun. Go fuck yourself, dude.
No, I mean, I know Habitual Line Crosser was stationed at Fort Sill because that's where they have their air defense artillery school. And I know, what's his name? The other, Mandatory Fun Day.
Hmm.
He was stationed down there because they were both bitching about the wind
Yeah.
and how good.
I'll say most of the times I've had a chance to meet I haven't really had any chances I'm aware of with YouTubers, like bigger YouTubers. Most of mine have been chances to meet celebrities. I didn't realize till after the fact. Like when I went to the anime convention ASIN back in 2008, I could have met I think it was the original one or the first one, or the chick who played Aisha, the guy who played Tommy, and another one from the original Power Rangers.
Jason Frank.
Yeah, Jason Frank.
Aisha was,
And there was another one. I
forget who
can't
Jason was.
remember who it was.
I've met Jason Frank.
Otherwise, I haven't had any of that. Otherwise, like a buddy of mine met Carlos Mencia after he got his ass kicked for stealing jokes in an IHOP in Clovis, New Mexico at like 2 a.m. Another dude I worked with for a while, well, I think he was stationed in Japan. He met Wee Man from Jackass while he was like kind of shit faced and got Wee Man's autograph on his shirt. And quite literally, because like he was more of a fan of Wee Man in that whole thing. And he like signed the shirt and then like underneath put buy a nicer shirt or some shit. Because like his shirt was kind of beat to shit.
Mm.
But I think go ahead.
Can't think of anybody the only person of national note that I've met in person you guys would know because he's a football coach.
Yeah, the only people that I really met are concept artists for Marvel. So
I've met
can't.
I've met celebrities working at my job. I've met manga artists working at Otakon. I've met
okay,
I met Jason Frank. Again, Otakon.
Yeah, I got to meet a couple different artists because of some of the concerts I went to. Like I got to get the autograph from majority of the band and shake hands with Maria Brinks from In This Moment.
I realized that I'm totally wrong because I went to the Hollywood show with an old roommate one time, and I met Dennis Christopher, who played Eddie Kazbrak in the It miniseries. Adult Eddie Kazbrak. And I met the guy that played Maurice from Northern Exposure, and Stephen Mock from the Monster Squad. He was the dad in the Monster Squad.
seem like my dad's got me beat. One of these days, we're gonna have to do another Riding with Rotten to have him talk about how some of the celebrities met and how, like, if memory serves me correctly, he didn't win any money from Schwarzenegger, but he did kind of have Schwarzenegger's mouth left open. But if I remember correctly, he did win money from Lou Ferrigno.
Don't get me started on Lou Ferrigno, who I did meet.
Is he a dick or is he nice or what?
He's a dick.
Oh.
Well, my dad got to prove him wrong because they said someone couldn't climb whatever rope it was just using their arms. And
I met Adam West about 3 months before he died.
if memory serves me correctly as
makes
well,
fun of
my
Adam
dad
B.
also met Mick Jagger. He actually also accidentally, when he first met Mick Jagger, accidentally put him on his ass.
Nice.
Yeah, Mick Jagger walked into him in between. I could have the artist wrong, but between how my dad was the time in the Corps and when he met him, because he had turned a corner and they had walked into each other. Well, my dad wasn't going to be the one to fall down. But on that note, since it's been almost 2 hours and 5 minutes, we're going to call it. So unless something changes to next week, we should be watching and reviewing the movie Priest, which is actually, in my opinion, a pretty fun movie. We could have done Red, which would have some fun parts to like what we've talked about today. We'll have that one for another time frame. We need another palate cleanser.
Nice.
But it's, if you haven't seen it, Carl Urban is in it. They don't really have too much of it. The dude who, like, the main actor in it is the same guy who was in Legion. He's been in a whole bunch of other stuff. He's a good actor. It's just most of his movies don't tend to be like the massive blockbusters and whatnot. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. So have yourselves a good week. Good night. Hopefully if you're in the area where the smoke is going, it doesn't affect you too much or at all if you're lucky. I got really nothing else. I mean, we started this whole thing talking about basically if like how I kind of got hurt, or I should say how Tragic got hurt, and then my stories of from getting hurt and shit. And then went into a bunch of other shit.
As we tend to do.
So have a good one, folks. We're out of here.
Really quick, my brother says, have a great week, everyone. Sorry I'll miss Never Watch Alone, but Comic-Con.
Valid.
Fair enough.
So laters.
Have a great
Laters.
night. Bye.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.